All right, welcome back. Coffee and Drive Time Football. This is CFL 25, the second playoff game, Eastern semi. We have the 99 Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who have had an interesting year. They've scored 413 points and given up only 335. Their defense, in my projection set, before I transitioned to FFL and used the real data, I had overvalued the quality of the Bombers' defense in my estimations. I had undervalued Calgary's defense. That was my two biggest probably mistakes when I projected and made the first set of these teams. And then I transitioned them where I could kind of control that faster, a little easier. And then here's the final set. So these were made, for those who don't know, these were made based on my actual results from my set. The only thing I question here, these extra point numbers are, to me, very low. I don't know how the formula kicked out these extra point numbers, but they seem low. They seem like they should be flipped with extra drive. So we got extra drive on top, an extra point, but boy, I don't know. I'd have to look them up. Maybe I missed it. Maybe Toronto was because it could very well be they just didn't kick good extra points. But holy cow, I didn't expect that. Anyway, so Winnipeg Blue Bombers coming here with Collaros at quarterback, Oliveria at halfback. We got Dimsky, Wheatfall, Stearns, and Clercius are the receivers. Vival does all the return duties. Castillo is our place kicker, and Mike O'Shea is the coach of this 9-9 Winnipeg Blue Bombers team. Again, on paper, their defense is, I think, the best in the league from my results. All right, on the flip side, they're playing the 10-8 Toronto Argonauts. This team started, I've talked about it before, the first 3 weeks of the season, they were averaging 48 points a game. Then they came back down to planet Earth, went on a win-loss streak for a while. Then the final 3 weeks, won all 3 games. Bang, 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 I think, to get here, 10-8. Coached by Ryan Dinwiddie, who's done a fantastic job to get him here. We are at BMO Field. Arbuckle is the quarterback of this team. Brown is our back. Coxey, Maital, Brissett, and Herslow are the receivers for this team. Harulahu is our place kicker, and Grant does all the kick return duties. Neither one of these teams have a punt or kick return, so we don't have to worry about that. So Winnipeg will get the ball and start on offense. 7, they're going to get a red zone trip right out of the gate. I have a feeling we're going to push the numbers up in this one. These two teams, Tim, field goal. So we're going to get a Castillo field goal right out of the gate. They have to settle for a field goal. Toronto's fans like that, right? Toronto goes to work. Offense 5 is red zone. And red zone 7 is a touchdown pass. So we're going to see Arbuckle with a pass to Brown out of the backfield. He swings it out to Brown. It's going to be a score. I'm tempted not to roll these. I'm going to roll, but they're only going to miss on a boxcar. So yeah, it's good. PAT. There's just, I think this was a tweak. It was a slight mistake in the formulas that have created extra point numbers that look really low. Blue Bombers. The last game, I missed 3 extra points in between both teams. So there's definitely something up with the formula. Let's see here. Offense 4 is red zone. Winnipeg goes to work in the red zone. They're going to get another field goal, though. Castillo. All right, Toronto. Defense 7 is going to be red zone. So Toronto, I told you, this is the game I thought would be a high-scoring game. Touchdown pass. So Arbuckle does it again, folks. Arbuckle is finding open receivers. This one is Brissett. And again, on a 12, he'll miss the PAT. Nope's good, PAT. All right, do they get their extra drive? They do, barely. Winnipeg goes to work on their extra drive. It's going to be offense 7. It's red zone for Winnipeg. Winnipeg on a field goal. Unbelievable. Castillo. Field goal. Man, so what is up with Winnipeg kicking field goals? Toronto, do they get their extra drive? They do. So high scoring in this first quarter. Offense 6 is a red zone trip. And it's going to be 6. That's another touchdown pass. Arbuckle on fire. 3 TD passes. This one to Coxey. PAT only misses on a 12, folks. No, it's good. PAT. Wow. So Castillo with 3 field goals, 9 points. Toronto with 3 touchdown passes. 21. 21 to 9. Winnipeg settling for field goals. Toronto determined to get back to the Grey Cup, and this team is capable of these numbers. They scored 494 points. They gave up 472. So Winnipeg can get at this defense and produce. Winnipeg goes to work. Offense 8 is a punt. Is there a rouge? No. All right. Toronto goes to work. Offense 5 is in another red zone trip. And 10, they're going to get a TD pass. Arbuckle throws 4 in the first half. This one to Brown out of the backfield again. Extra point is good. PAT. Winnipeg goes to work. Offense 9 is a punt. Do they score a rouge? They do not. Toronto on fire. Arbuckle having the game of his life. Defense 9 is punt. Do they score a rouge? They do not. Winnipeg. Do they get their extra drive? They might. Does time expire? It does. So Winnipeg, time expires on Winnipeg. Extra drive. And time expires for both. Wow, Arbuckle throws another touchdown. And no points for Winnipeg. It's 28 to 9 at halftime here at BMO Field. And the fans of the Double Blues are rollicking, man. 28 to 9 at halftime. Everything the Double Blue fans believed of their team during a rough season is coming to light. Trust us, we can get back. We can do what we need to do. Winnipeg, it's going to be defense of 8, which is punt. Does Winnipeg get a rouge? They do not. Toronto needs to go to work. Man, somehow Winnipeg's got to overcome this. Offense 7 is a red zone trip for Toronto, and it's going to be 7. Touchdown pass. Arbuckle's 5th of the day. Pass to, holy cow. And it's going to be Meidel or Mital. Extra point. Misses on a 12. PAT is good. Wow, Winnipeg absolutely destroyed here. Offense 11 is picked off, intercepted. And the interception return is a 3. No, but it's going to be intercepted by Collaros having a rough day. Collaros coming to the end of his career. He will not be happy to finish it this way if he hangs him up. I don't know if he will. Toronto goes to work. It's going to be offense 7, red zone trip. Toronto's quarterback having the day of his life. TD run. It's about time. Brown runs one in. Run, TD, extra point, misses only on 12, and it is good. Okay, Winnipeg, will they get their extra drive? They do. So Winnipeg will get their extra drive. They need to start scoring. Offense 10 is going to be a punt, and they don't score a rouge. Holy cow, Toronto Argonauts. Let's see if their automatic extra drive. Whoops. Automatic extra drive. And Toronto, defense 8 is punt. Do they score a rouge? No, they do not. Punt. Unbelievable. Can you believe it? So Winnipeg, when it goes to Winnipeg's defense, they got the job done. Arbuckle threw another touchdown pass, and Brown. So 14 more for Toronto. And Winnipeg, possibly the worst possible game they could have put on paper. So it is 28-35. It's 42 to 9 entering the fourth quarter. Winnipeg goes to work. Defense 11 is a red zone. Holy cow, Toronto gives up Winnipeg a red zone trip. Touchdown pass. Collaros finally. Collaros was picked off. He finally gets a TD pass. This one to Stearns. And the PAT is good. PAT. Toronto goes to work. Defense 9 is punt. Do they score a ruse? So as long as the Winnipeg's defense comes up, they do okay. It's, again, as I said, these offenses are explosive. Winnipeg defense 7. They give up a red zone trip. So look at Winnipeg. They may come back in the fourth. 7 field goal. What? Oh my God, Castillo with a field goal. That cracks me up. Oh my God, you're getting your arse kicked and you're kicking field goals. All right, Coach O'Shea, here we go. It's going to be offense for Toronto. 5 is a red zone trip. Toronto wants Arbuckle to get 6 touchdowns. 7, yep, Arbuckle will get his 6th. Pass 2, holy cow. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Coxie with his 2nd PAT is good. All right, does Winnipeg get their final drive? They do. Does time expire on Winnipeg? It does not. So good job, Winnipeg. They're going to try to make a fight out of this. Offense 4 is a red zone trip. Good job, Winnipeg. And 6 is a Calaros pass. 2 1, 2, 3 wheat fall. And they're going to go for 2? No. Extra point is good. PAT. And Toronto, we're just going to end of game it here. Toronto's not going to do anything but end game. Actually, I suppose I should roll because they could throw an interception or pick 6, couldn't they? They could. So never mind. We'll have to roll this. So again, just time expire on them. It does anyway. So end of game. Caleros threw 2 touchdowns in the 4th. Congratulations, Caleros. He threw a pick in the 3rd, but 2 TDs in the 4th. Well, wait, Winnipeg also gets, wow, so Winnipeg had a 17-point 4th quarter. Here I was thinking the game was over, and they light up the scoreboard for 17 points. And Toronto, though, gets an Arbuckle record. It's got to be a record. 6 touchdown pass, so 26 to 28, 35, 42, 48, folks. 26 to 48, unbelievable. 9 and 10 falls Winnipeg. 11 and 8 Toronto. Again, Toronto, of all of the teams that came into the playoffs as a wild card that I fear the most, basically mowing through all these teams to win a championship, it is the Double Blues of Toronto. That's how dangerous this offense is. Well, Winnipeg, you had a run. It was a rough season at 9 and 9. You finish it at 9 and 10. Unfortunately, you finish it under Arbuckle's out of this world play. Arbuckle threw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdown passes, and I will bet you that's probably a record for the CFL. I don't know. There's been some brilliant quarterbacks in CFL history, so it might not be a record. But still, 26-48, that is not out of the ordinary for the Canadian Football League to see that kind of score here, especially when it counts the most. So, recap of what's happened this morning. 7-11 Montreal upset 12-6 Calgary. And they'll move on. They finish 8-11. Or not finish. They move on at 8-11. Calgary is finished at 12-7. That was the West semi, and the East semi. Winnipeg at 9-9 comes in and gets thunderstruck by the Toronto Argonauts, 48-26. Winnipeg finishes the season at 9-10. It's respectable. And Toronto moves on at 11-8. And I'm telling you, this team was averaging 45.5 points a game the first 3 weeks of the season. And folks, if they've gotten back to that form and they start averaging 40-something points a game, they're going to be champions. Unbelievable. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.